morning. Welcome back to the Alabama Nature Center. Guess what we're going to talk about today? Today is World Carnivorous Plant Day, May 5th. So we're going to share some of the carnivorous plants that we have in Alabama. Did you know Alabama is #1 in biodiversity of carnivorous plants here in the United States? And we have the most species of pitcher plants of any state found right here in Alabama. Now here's the thing about carnivorous plants. Carnivorous plants most often live in very poor soil conditions. That means that they're waterlogged all the time. Maybe there is a layer of rock which causes the water to sit on it, and then we have a peat bog of some sort, or maybe they live in a place where the soil is just poor of nutrients, like sandy plains down near the coastal plain, where there's just not a lot of buildup, and it's hot all the time. The decomposition rate happens really fast, and so the soil cannot hold the nutrients. So these are plants that have adapted different ways of getting their nutrients. Carnivory. We're going to look this morning at pitcher plants and sundews. Now, pitcher plants, there's several different species and varieties, but these plants have adapted to create a special leaf that makes a pitcher. This is a hollow tube. Well, no big deal. Hollow tube fills up with rainwater. Aha. So, not only that, they have also adapted different ways of attracting the insects to them. So, some pitcher plants on the top of their hollow tube put some secrete a nectar that tastes good or smells good to attract the insects. And the nice little insect unsuspectingly crawls along the pitcher plant until he gets to the top, and guess what? Not only does it smell or taste good, it's very slick, and they fall in the pitcher that has collected rainwater. Now, maybe it can swim, maybe it can crawl across the top and get out, but no. The other adaptation that pitcher plants have are they have all these very tiny spiky hairs that point downwards that prevent the insect from climbing out of the pitcher once he's in there. Now, here in Alabama, our pitcher plants are carnivorous mostly on insects. It is true that salamanders have been found in the bottom of pitchers, unable to get out. Some tiny frogs also have been found in the bottom of pitchers, unable to get out. What happens is the decomposition and the enzymes that the plants produce decompose the animal and release nutrients, and then the plant uses it to grow. Now, there's some other cool things about pitcher plants also, like there is a whole ecosystem within the pitcher plant. There are things that live in there and stay in there. They are bacteria, and even there's a type of mosquito that completes its whole life cycle, and it stays safe in the water in the pitcher plant. So those are pretty neat plants that we have. Now, the ones that you're looking at this morning were both purchased from a garden center, and they are horticultural products. They are very similar to the pitcher plants that we have here in our state, but you don't want to collect pitcher plants. Pitcher plants are rare, and not so much because animals eat them or anything is happening, but they are losing habitat. The loss of habitat and people who think they're really cool and go and over collect them are causing a problem for this plant. They are decreasing in number, space and number. We have one more plant today. This is a sundew. Sundews have all these little tiny hairs, and at the end of each tiny hair is a very sticky globule. And so it works like a fly paper. So we have the pitcher plants, which are a pitfall trap, and we have the sundews, which are a fly paper-like trap, and an insect gets stuck on there, and he can't go away, and they start to decompose and digest. Look here. I think he has one. I don't know if you can see it or not, but anyhow, in some species, the leaf will then curl up around the insect. In other species, that does not happen, but the insect is stuck. It's being digested as it decomposes, and the plant is getting nutrients. Now there are other carnivorous plants. You'll find common ones here in Alabama in our ponds and our lakes. There's something called bladderwort, which has little open vacuoles that will open and suck in microscopic protozoans and will digest them. And we also have butterworts in Alabama. Butterworts have a waxy coating on the bottom of the leaves, and they put out a very pretty flower, but that coating will also trap the insect like the sundews. So those are the carnivorous plants that we talk about here in Alabama. They're really cool. You should investigate more online in books and see what you can find. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great Friday and stay safe.